Weapons of the Civil War by Matt Doden. A nation divided. The boom of cannons fills the air. Soldiers fall to the ground during a bloody U.S. Civil War, 1861 to 1865 battle. Cannon, a large gun that fires large explosive shells. Fact: during the Civil War, the northern states were called the Union. The southern states were called the Confederacy. The Civil War was a dark time in U.S. history. The northern and southern states had different views about slavery and states' rights. The two sides fought each other with powerful weapons. Fact: the first battle of the Civil War was the Battle of Fort Sumter. Not one person died in that battle. The attack on Fort Sumter by Confederate forces in 1861. Slavery, the owning of other people. Slaves are forced to work without pay. Rifles, revolvers, and blades. Civil War soldiers carried rifles. These long guns had to be reloaded after every shot. Northern soldiers carried the 1861 Springfield. It had good range, but was slow to load. 1861 Springfield rifle. Rifles, a powerful gun that is fired from the shoulder. Range, the distance that a bullet can travel. A Union soldier with his rifle and bayonet. Southern soldiers fired Whitworth rifles. These guns fired long bullets with 6 sides. Whitworth rifle. Fact: skilled riflemen could pick off enemies more than 1,000 feet, 305 meters away. Some soldiers also used small guns called revolvers. Northern soldiers shot Colt revolvers. Southern soldiers used Lamat revolvers. Lamats fired 9 shots before they needed to be reloaded. Fact: soldiers on horseback used revolvers so they could easily ride and shoot at the same time. Colt revolver. Lamat revolver. Blades worked well in hand-to-hand fighting. Bayonets fit on to the ends of rifles. Soldiers on horseback attacked enemies with sabers. Union soldiers. Bayonet, a blade attached to the end of a rifle. Saber, a sword with a slightly curved blade. Small arms. Colt revolver. Lamat revolver. Cutlass. Saber. Whitworth rifle. Spencer repeating rifle. The big guns. Large weapons were called artillery. They did the most damage. A cannon shot could kill 10 soldiers or more. Artillery, cannons and other large guns. A cannon at Fort Gaines, Alabama. The Gatling gun was one of the first machine guns. Soldiers turned a handle to fire the gun. It had 6 barrels. Each barrel fired 100 bullets per minute. Fact: Richard Gatling invented the Gatling gun. He improved the gun over several years. A later model had 10 barrels. A Gatling machine gun. Both sides fired the howitzer. This cannon could hit targets 1 mile, 1.6 kilometers away. Soldiers also threw grenades and launched mortar shells at enemies. Confederate soldiers with a howitzer cannon. Grenade, a small bomb that can be thrown. Mortar, a short cannon that shoots small explosive shells. Larger weapons. 12-pound cannon. Parrott cannon. 32-pound cannon. 13-inch mortar. Gatling gun. Ordnance rifle. Hand grenade. Line of defense. Both armies tried to slow enemy travel. They built barriers called chevaux de frise across main roads. These barriers were made of angled wooden spikes. Cheval de frise, a log with a pointed tip placed into rivers and roads to block enemy forces. The plural form is chevaux de frise. A Confederate chevaux de frise in Atlanta, Georgia. Soldiers had little defense against powerful cannons and rifles. Before the Civil War ended, 620,000 Americans had died. Fact: About 50,000 soldiers ended up killed, wounded, or missing in the Battle of Gettysburg in 1863.